Hey, thanks for joining me. Today I want to talk about how to connect with your own guides, how to hear from the other side of that veil. This is definitely the woo-woo part of my what can I say? I can't really call it, well, maybe I can call it advice. I mean, I'm no expert. I really, what happened to me in terms of being able to hear voices and get images and messages without tarot cards really happened spontaneously. But in doing a little research, I learned that many of the things I was doing that I already had in place opened my consciousness to that. And so today, all I want to do is share, first of all, a little bit about my story and how this happened to me. And I'm hoping that maybe by hearing it, you might see that it's possible for you also. Because honestly, I'm not special. I am just somebody who trusted. So that's important, right? To trust and to notice when our fear gets in the way of listening. So, briefly, I'll try not to go on and on and on. I do have a tendency to do that. But briefly, let me just tell you that a few things happened in my life to point me in this direction. Okay, first of all, to start channeling, let me be more specific. First of all, I did start reading tarot cards in my early 20s. And as we all know, tarot cards are a visual medium. And when you're learning about symbology and you're looking at something through an intuitive lens, it opens up that right side of our brain, the creative, intuitive side. Now, look, we all can admit and agree that as human beings on this planet, we're very much about our left sides, right? The rational side. And it takes some practice to open up the other side, to kind of become more in tune with that and allow for that. And because we overuse, I believe anyway, I'm no scientist, this is just my own personal theory, but I really honestly think we all overuse our rational side. And the other side is more dormant, that's all. So what can we do to start opening the creative, intuitive side? Well, for me, I started reading tarot cards. Unbeknownst to me, I didn't realize that it was going to open that side of the brain. I was just interested. The other thing I was doing all the way through my life was playing music. And as we all know, that any creative act will, of course, open that side. Doesn't necessarily mean you'll be a channel or you'll be psychic, but absolutely we're massaging that creative intuitive muscle, right? When we play music or we do art or anything like that. So I was doing that too. And even more specific, I was playing piano and conga drums, two instruments that really require equal, how can I say it, equal time with both the left and the right hand, right? And from the little I know, scientifically, you can look this up and check to see whether I'm correct. But my understanding is that the right hand goes with the left side and the left hand goes with the right side. And so I was working both those in equal measure. So that's the second thing. The third thing that happened to me was that early on in my adult life, I met a psychic and I would hang out with her. We became friends and she called herself a psychic and I saw how she channeled. And I was well into my tarot career when this happened to me. And I obviously got to see that it's possible, that I knew her as a friend. And so I was able to see that this was real, that this was really happening to her. And I trusted that about her. So it opened my understanding and it opened my ability to trust and believe. That helped, right? Having a mentor. Now, she didn't teach me how to be a channel or be psychic, but it's just that I watched her do it. And it just gave me confidence, not in myself, but in the fact that the world is, this thing in the world is happening, somewhat unexplained, right? The other thing I did, and I'm sure many of you have done this too, I have an altar. I created altars, and in those spaces I was able to create ritual. And there is something about ritual and being in tune, even with oneself, when we're sitting in a place of spirit, that helps also to understand and believe and trust. So I also did that. The other thing that started to happen as I got further into my adulthood is I started to play with the universe a little bit. I would ask for messages. And again, we're going back to trust and belief. And those messages, I would get in my car and I would just say, give me a message today. I'd turn on the radio. Yeah, back then when I listened to the radio and not plugged in my iPod or my phone to hear music that way. But, the first song that would come on, there'd be a line in the song that really resonated with me. And I was like, okay, I'd be sitting by a river, send me a message. I remember doing this at a time when I was really going through a lot of change in life with relationship and work a lot. And the sky was really clear that day. It was blue, it was beautiful. The water was making a lot of whooshing noises. I couldn't hear a thing, but the scene sitting by this river was so beautiful and peaceful. And across my vision flew one butterfly out of nowhere after I asked for the message from the universe. And we all know that butterflies are about transformation. So those things really help to increase my, again, not overstating it, but my belief and my trust. And then finally, what happened was that I was giving a tarot reading to a friend of mine. I had just finished with her. The deck was put away when she asked me a question that she forgot to ask while the cards were on the table. And it was at a time when I felt like, I'm just gonna practice. She was a friend. I had nothing to gain, I had nothing to lose. And I said, well, let me try and see. And sure enough, and I'm not going to go into the whole story, but sure enough, I closed my eyes and I got a message for her. And when I told her what it was, it totally resonated. It was totally right on. So what I want to suggest also to those of you who are looking to practice, to gain more confidence in your ability to hear messages from the universe, I'm going to say, try to read, if you're a tarot reader, the more you read for people, even if you're not feeling confident about it, but the more information you get from people back, the more validation you get back, the more it will increase your confidence. And so I say, just be integral, right? Don't lie about what the cards say. And if there's a card on the table that you don't understand, that's fine. Just skip it. It's not important. The point being that when you get a hit, if you're not a tarot reader, and you mention this hit, something in your gut to a friend, and they validate what you're getting, this builds confidence, and anybody knows this. So I suggest that you try that too, to build your confidence, to gain some access to your own intuition, but also to build your trust and your belief. Because I've said this before in other videos, and I can't state it enough, but confidence in your own intuition is a doorway to listening, okay? So next time I will go into more specifics about what you can do, how you can practice, but I wanted to share a little bit about my journey to kind of help you understand that this is a skill that can be built. And leave your comments and your questions. And if you feel like I missed something or you still have some questions about my process and what happened, write them down. I'm happy to answer. All right. It was good talking with you today, and I look forward to the next time we're together. Take care. Bye.